Here we have a 2017 Mazda 6. This one comes in the Grand Touring trim level in that beautiful gray metallic on black leather seats. And the powertrain consists of a 2.5 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, mated to a 6-speed selectable automatic transmission. That puts out 184 horsepower, 185 pound-feet of torque. So as we get to the front end here, we have our LED daytime running lights along with LED headlamps, LED fog lights. And then down here, we have 19-inch aluminum wheels. Passive keyless entry here. And I really love this two-tone door sill here. Brown and black. But we have our power window switches, power door locks, power mirrors, Bose sound system. And there's our power driver seat with power lumbar support and memory function there. Let's hop in here. And surprisingly really good legroom, like really good for this kind of car. It doesn't look like that much until you actually sit in here, and the seats, because they're so, I guess, long at the bottom, you're able to have a lot more leg room, and I can even fit my feet underneath the seat. So really nice there, as I'm 6'3" and have the seat in front of me adjusted for someone of my size. Then rear AC vents here. And there are center cup holders in the center seat. Let's go ahead and check out the back. Big shout out to Auto Collection of Murfreesboro for letting me review this Mazda 6 today. Make sure to check them out. Information's right there. There's our dual exhaust in our rear end. And a pretty good sized trunk space there. We can even let the seats down, and I'll show you that in a minute. Just one more look there. Then these will just fold down, and then you can go right through to the trunk there, and then to put them back up, you just lock them into place. And there we have our power front passenger seat. And now we're just going to take a quick look under the hood. And there's that 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. Now let's hop in the driver's seat. So nice leather wrap steering wheel here. It's starting to come off just a little bit, but somebody can fix that pretty easily. And onto our radio here. Let's start with the navigation. There's a screen there. And then in terms of our audio, we have XM, AM, FM, and then we also have Bluetooth along with USB hookup, Pandora. And there are settings there, so we can set up the heads-up display, screen brightness, all that. And there's our backup camera. And down here we have 3-stage heated seats for the driver and front passenger. Also dual zone automatic climate controls. There's a CD drive down there. Then a 12 volt over here. And then our shifter, we just pull the button behind, reverse, neutral, drive, and then we can slap over and shift manually from the shifter, or we can use the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. Electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, press down to disengage. And then we have our quick shortcuts here for the radio, volume, and then we can actually use this to go through our menu there. Cup holders, center console cubby space, and we have 2 USB ports and an aux input there. Here's our power sunroof, which we can one-touch tilt or slide. And there's a view of the back seat from up here. And there's our glove compartment. Still has the owner's manuals in it. Now to our steering wheel, we have our volume controls here, track list or radio station controls there. And then we can toggle our info on the gauge cluster on that digital screen to the right. And then we have Bluetooth controls here. And this mode button can be used to toggle our cruise control from adaptive to just regular. And then we can adjust the gap for that there, for how close we want to follow behind the vehicle in front of us. And then we have our heads-up display there. Headlamp controls, windshield wiper controls, push button start. We have our universal garage door transmitter on the mirror there. And finally, there's our key fob. But next it's time we go ahead and take this 2017 Mazda 6 Grand Touring out on the road for a test drive. One thing I love about the 2.5 liters from Mazda is they're always peppier than you would expect them to be. And that's definitely the case here. I feel like they push better than a Camry, Altima, all of those 4-cylinder engines. This is just the best driving one to me, without a turbo. So I have the vehicle in sport mode now, and I'm just gonna, the way it drives is just really impressive. I don't even have to shift, but it shifts like I would if I were using the paddles, and that's really impressive. Just always have that torque available. Yeah, that is really nice. And then you can just throw on the paddle shifters whenever you feel like it. And the downshifts are super accurate. I'm gonna put it back into normal mode for now until we get on the interstate. And overall, the ride quality is pretty good. So I'm gonna put it back in the sport mode now, and hopefully I'll get a chance to accelerate. Starting to get rush hour traffic though, so we'll see. And I just can't get over how great this sport mode is without having to use the paddles. Yeah, really good acceleration for a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. We're gonna go ahead and put the cruise on. And that's the adaptive, so even though I have it set to 70, it's keeping that safe distance between myself and the vehicle in front of me. And I will say about the heads-up display, it's really simple, but the graphics are really good. And even though it's just showing me what my cruise is set to and my speed, that's really all you need. hugs the road really well too. And great pull off the line there. I just nailed it when I let off the brake, and I had a little bit of tire spin at the front. And it's just great to have a 4-cylinder that accelerates like that. Like I said, without a turbo. Now this Mazda 6 has a little over 83,000 miles on it. And I'm about to finish this test drive up, and I tell you, I have not had any sort of shudder or weird noise or anything come from this car. Whether it was from the powertrain, the interior, haven't heard any weird rattles, any clunking, and that's pretty impressive. Even though this is a 17, it's not that old. Still, to have this kind of mileage on it, and the only wear you can see is from like the steering wheel up here and a little bit on the seats, that's just really good. None of the buttons seem to be worn, anything like that. So this is going to bring me to the end of my review of the 2017 Mazda 6 Grand Touring.